Celebrated the first Monday in September is Labor Day. Set aside as a day off for the American worker, in recent years it's come to signal the end of summer. A last weekend to get away, and with that in mind, we're exploring the open road. Our jumping off point is a nostalgic look at the iconic American motorhome, rolling down the road for about 100 years now, providing a freewheeling escape.
They don't want to mess with yard work, they don't want to deal with property taxes, they don't want to live in one area for very long. So they become nomadic and they buy a nice coach and hit the road.
Then on to the journey within. Meditation is helping lots of people navigate life.
So the essence of yoga is really to focus on breath. I mean, that's really what yoga is about.
Plus, we're traveling back in time, looking at a road less traveled. More than 1,000 miles long, the Florida Trail is a challenge for the hardiest of hikers.
The people that have told me not to do the Florida Trail, in retrospect, I don't think any of them have done the Florida Trail.
We'll have those stories along with the latest in our Positively Healthy Medical series. I'm Amy Osher, and this is Behind the Headlines. I'm Amy Osher. Thanks for joining us. Some weekends are just made for road trips. Labor Day weekend is one of them. Millions of Americans are on the go. For those in classic motorhomes, getting there is half the fun. Only a few months separate Kaylee Sabella from high school. Now this new grad is furthering her education on the road.
So I'm 18 years old. I just graduated high school in May, but I didn't get into the college that I wanted to go to, so I bought an Airstream.
With her dog Blue riding shotgun, the pair plan to hit the highway in search of adventure.
I'm going to be traveling all over the country, doing different things, trying to find myself, figure out what I want to do as a career. So I'm really excited, and I'm going to be vlogging the whole thing on YouTube. It's going to be called Camper Kaylee.
Fundamental to her dream is her Airstream, which Kaylee is quickly customizing. I think your mom said you might be bedazzling it or something?
Yeah.
How can you bedazzle an Airstream?
Well, we're gonna use glue, and we have these little beads, and we're gonna just put them all over, kind of like in between these right here, and we're gonna do it all over the outside, all on the inside, so it's gonna be a big bling.
The iconic Silver Bullet is enjoying a comeback.
Absolutely, yes. I mean, years and years ago, most of the Airstreams were twin bed and, it was a grandpa's trailer, but now, I mean, it's not uncommon to have 30 and 40 somethings coming in and buying them.
The Airstream's aluminum exterior has a distinct retro feel. So clearly Airstreams come, if not in all shapes, but in all sizes?
They do pretty much, from 16 feet all the way up to the 33-foot Classic.
But they pretty much retain that same shape.
They do. It's the most aerodynamic.
The sausage shape is the secret to its success.
It's a design that can't be improved upon. It's built like an aircraft fuselage. Literally, it is aluminum ribs. You have a 40 thousandths thick inner shell and a 40 thousandths thick outer shell. It's all riveted, there's no wood, so there's nothing to rot.
Very little's changed on the outside, but inside, the Airstream is getting a modern makeover.
These have every amenity that you could expect to have at home and sometimes more. The Classic 33 here has a 65-inch high-definition projection TV that comes down over the desk.
Taking many of the comforts from home along with her, Kaylee is readying herself for the road trip of a lifetime.
There's so many places I want to see and do, and I love being on the road in general, so it was just exciting. And I've never been camping, even though my family's into camping.
So you've never even camped?
No.
It's this wanderlust fueling people young and old to hitch their dreams to a travel trailer and take life as it comes.
They don't want to mess with yard work, they don't want to deal with property taxes, they don't want to live in one area for very long. So they become nomadic and, they buy a nice coach and hit the road.
The enduring appeal of an Airstream is built in part because Airstreams are built to last.
Since 1931, 70% of all of them are still on the road.
Packing patience is something we hear a lot on these busy travel holidays. Keeping a cool head is good advice anytime. For many people, it takes practice.
So the essence of yoga is really to focus on breath. I mean, that's really what yoga is about. And the movements are just another benefit. The stretching is another benefit. Balance is another benefit.
Inhale up.
So, when you're articulating a certain pose, everybody's pose looks different because our bodies are all different. I don't even know where I would be without yoga. I've done it, I figured, over 30 years. I used to be a total hothead. I am now, everyone says to me, "You're so patient." And I would never describe myself as that. But everyone's like, "You're so patient." I'm like, it's because of yoga. I think because life is so stressful, especially people working, a 9-to-5 job or traveling a lot, they're going in their hotel rooms because you can do it anywhere. That's what's so awesome about yoga. You can literally do it anywhere. And even if you spend 5 minutes to do it, you showed up. It's just about showing up.
A wide open space in Naples may be getting new life. A skeletal metal structure in East Naples has been the subject of much speculation over the years. It started as a commercial construction project and was abandoned more than a decade ago. On the corner of Davis and Collier Boulevards near Golden Gate is a 15-acre site that was abandoned when the Great Recession hit. It's also one of the most frequently asked topics poised to In the Know columnist Tim Ayton. Now it appears plans are in the works to turn the eyesore into a commercial development. Submitted under the name Davis Crossings, the site plan includes a one-story retail strip with 2 large anchor stores and future designs for several freestanding businesses. For more on what may be the future of this wide-open space, log on to naplesnews.com. Still ahead, it's a trip relatively few have dared. From swamp to surf, walking the length of the Florida Trail. That story is coming up later.
Life here is amazing, and so is the joint care. At the Total Joint Center at Physicians Regional Healthcare System, we've changed the experience of joint replacement for good. With our comprehensive joint care program, most hip and knee replacement patients return home in just 2 days because we know you want to get on with your active life. Pain-free living starts at Physicians Regional Medical Center, Collier Boulevard, and Physicians Regional Medical Center, Pine Ridge.
Hiring the right moving company is important. Best Moving and Storage is a family-owned and operated business serving Southwest Florida for over 22 years. From our free in-home estimate until the last piece of furniture is in your new place or stored in our climate-controlled warehouse, we treat you like family. Best Moving and Storage is fully licensed and insured, with all of our employees being certified drivers and packers. When it comes to protecting your treasured belongings, choose a company that's experienced and trustworthy. Call Best Moving and Storage today at 239-592-6565.
Coming Saturday, October 27th at Cambier Park in downtown Naples, it's the Paradise Coast Wine and Food Experience. Celebrate the best of the Naples culinary scene with chef personalities, celebrated wine experts, and award-winning special guests such as Chef Scott Conant, restaurateur, author, and judge of Food Network's Chopped. Explore the area's trends and traditions, spirits and craft beer, and savory samplings of this grand tasting. Tickets are available at wineandfood.naplesnews.com.
Jean LeBouf has been an anonymous food critic in Lee County for nearly 40 years, and now JLB is expanding into Collier County.
Look for a new review every week. You'll never know where I'll turn up.
Severe ankle arthritis can make simply walking around a real pain, and that's leading a growing number of people to consider surgery to help them find their footing. Here's the latest in this week's Positively Healthy. Undergoing any surgical procedure requires a great deal of consideration and conversation with your doctor. That due diligence should be given to a total ankle replacement.
Ankle replacements, I think, is one of the really exciting new areas in foot and ankle.
Board-certified orthopedic surgeon Christina Kabosh is part of Physicians Regional Medical Group. She stresses replacing the ankle joint is a great option for the right patient.
The target population for people who are going to do well tend to be people in their 60s and 70s, usually who have developed ankle arthritis as a result of prior trauma, or perhaps from rheumatoid arthritis, rather inflammatory arthritis.
Within this patient population, ideal candidates have exhausted other therapies.
Has failed bracing or does not want to brace for life, has failed cortisone injections and failed physical therapy. They usually do very well with an ankle replacement.
Younger, more active patients who might put added pressure on a new ankle joint may be in a better position for an ankle fusion, which is fortified to withstand the impact. But as ankle replacement continues to be fine-tuned, it's now a solid choice for many.
We've had a lot of lessons learned in terms of the types of population that do well with total ankle replacements, and really just want to be able to move around, be comfortable, pain-free, and walk with the normal gait.
Being on the move is something our news team is accustomed to. Here's a look at what our reporters are covering on the beat.
Thanks, Amy. Hi, I'm Shelby Reynolds. I'm the food reporter at the Naples Daily News. We all know that Naples has lots of good restaurants with good views, and a national list confirmed it this week. OpenTable, the restaurant reservation website, announced its 100 most scenic restaurants in the U.S., and 2 Naples eateries made the list. They include the Bay House, which overlooks the Cocohatchee River in North Naples, and the Turtle Club, the restaurant from the Vanderbilt Beach Resort. Read more about the story online at naplesnews.com.
Hi, I'm Ashley Collins, features reporter here at the Naples Daily News. This past week, I got a chance to sit down with the Newbeck photographers, Matt and Melly, a husband-wife duo who talked to me about what it's like to be a married couple shooting weddings and family portraits. And really, they talked to me about their approach and their intimate photos as to how they keep their customers comfortable in front of the camera. For more on this story, visit naplesnews.com.
Hi. My name is Brittany Carloni, and I'm a reporter at the Banner and the Naples Daily News. This week, I wrote about how the village of Estero is considering the purchase of 62 acres of riverfront land at the corner of US 41 and Corkscrew Road. On Wednesday, I took a look at the history of the property and how Estero plans to afford the $24.5 million sale price. On Saturday, I spoke to more members of the community to get their reactions on what they think about Estero's potential land buy. Read both stories in last week's editions of the Banner and online at naplesnews.com.
I'm Harriet Heighthouse, arts and entertainment writer for the Naples Daily News and naplesnews.com. If you drive down Pelican Bay Boulevard any time in the next year, you're likely to see 4 heads gazing very intently at you. What's more, these heads are made of fruits and vegetables. There's a very interesting story behind them and Philip Haas, the man who created them. Check it out on naplesnews.com.
I can tell you Brent Batten truly labors over his work, and this week is no exception. He's up next with our weekly commentary. Brent.
Thanks, Amy. Well, another election has come and gone, and one thing remains clear. Democracy just doesn't work. Only 33% of registered voters in Collier County turned out for Tuesday's primary, and about half of the people of voting age don't register, so the decisions are being made by 1/3 of 1/2 of the citizens. I mean, come on, people. It's not like voting is hard. You can get a ballot sent to your house, fill it out, and mail it back. You don't even have to put a stamp on it. Or you can show up a week before and vote at an early voting site. They're all over the county, and you don't need to use the one closest to your house. Any one will do. Most of the people who do vote do so before Election Day, so the lines on Tuesday aren't very long. It would be one thing if it was just dedicated Republicans and Democrats picking among their party to find the candidates, but these days primary ballots include issues that go beyond that. People in North Collier, Immokalee, and Marco Island voted on issues that could potentially cost them hundreds of dollars a year. You can't bother to vote when hundreds of dollars of your own money are at stake? Look, it's a free country, so if you didn't vote, that's fine. But when it comes time to complain about how high taxes are or how incompetent the government is, you need to keep your yap shut. I saw a survey last week that said most Americans can't name a single justice on the United States Supreme Court. I'm guessing those are the same habitually uninformed people who don't vote. They probably shouldn't be making decisions for the rest of us. So, come to think of it, maybe democracy works pretty well after all. I'm Brent Batten. Be sure to read my columns on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays in the Naples Daily News. Check me out on Facebook, and as always, thanks for watching.
Up next, wild and largely untouched. Experience the wonder of the Florida Trail without leaving home. That's ahead on Behind the Headlines.
The area's only 30 minutes or less ER service pledge means you'll find less waiting for the care you need. And because we're full service hospitals, a lot more care if you need it. Less waiting, faster care. Only at Physicians Regional Healthcare System.
My name is Steve Unser, and cabinetry is my specialty. I have been creating custom-designed cabinetry for 20 years in Southwest Florida. And now I am celebrating the grand opening of our new Naples showroom. Steve Unser Cabinetry will help you design your kitchen, bath, or home office with stunning results, offering the best quality of cabinets with a wide variety of design options and pricing to fit any budget. If your kitchen isn't becoming to you, you should be coming to us. Now, 2 locations to serve you.
Coming Saturday, October 27th at Cambier Park in downtown Naples, it's the Paradise Coast Wine and Food Experience. Celebrate the best of the Naples culinary scene with chef personalities, celebrated wine experts, and award-winning special guests such as Chef Scott Conant, restaurateur, author, and judge of Food Network's Chopped. Explore the area's trends and traditions, spirits and craft beer, and savory samplings of this grand tasting. Tickets are available at wineandfood.naplesnews.com.
Jean LeBouf has been an anonymous food critic in Lee County for nearly 40 years, and now JLB is expanding into Collier County.
Look for a new review every week. You'll never know where I'll turn up.
Is your auto insurance keeping pace with your life? Ask for a AAA Triple Check Insurance Review to see if your current policy is still a good fit. An agent will assess changes in your life, like new vehicles or drivers. Make sure you've got the right coverage and all the discounts you deserve. They'll also see how a AAA membership can round out your protection on the road. Plus, provide roadside assistance, discounts, free services, and vacation extras. Ask for your AAA Triple Check today.
On this holiday weekend, we're revisiting one of our most watched videos. It's an award-winning piece showcasing the wild beauty of Florida and the steps people take to hike the Florida Trail.
The trail goes through these spots that are unlike anywhere else in the country, and you're never gonna see it unless you're walking through it. I don't explain it to people. It's too hard. They have an idea in their head, and it's like me explaining it in words isn't really, I can't really do it justice. I can't remember when I first heard about the Florida Trail, and I thought the concept of walking across an entire state is like really interesting. I mean, the people that have told me not to do the Florida Trail, in retrospect, I don't think any of them have done the Florida Trail. So it'll weed you out in the same way that every trail does. So, but that's what I had read. Hadn't heard of a lot of people completing it.
The Florida Trail was started 50 years ago, in fact, by a group of volunteers. Painted the first blaze in Ocala National Forest 50 years ago. It wasn't until 1983 that the Florida Trail was actually established by Congress as a National Scenic Trail.
Depending on which route you choose to take, it is around 1,100 miles.
swamps are kind of our version of mountains, and you have wetlands and swamps and a variety of habitats, but certainly those are the most challenging to get through.
Big cypress. The section where I was like in the middle of a swamp and there was just air plants everywhere, and it was just blowing my mind. Like, I didn't know this was a real place. I've never seen anything like this, and there's probably nothing like this anywhere else in the country.
The Black Lagoon is your water source, 0.1 mile north. So there's water in 6 miles.
I think psychologically, I think it was like day 5 was the first time that I ever, in my mind, like, was starting to formulate my, like, final blog entry. Like, here's how I'm gonna quit this trail. Like, I never once in my entire life on the AT or the PCT ever even thought about quitting. And on the Florida Trail, I was like, if this trail keeps, if it keeps it up, we're done.
Thirsty Turtle is only a couple days ahead of us.
Thirsty Turtle.
What's today? 25th?
After Okeechobee, I met Cerilia, and I was like, there's other people doing this trail. There's other girls wearing dresses doing this trail. Like, there's other people out here. And then every day we started passing one person and just meeting more people. The trail became a trail, blazes to follow. And I was like, I'm going to finish. I'm going to do this trail.
You played it as our, like, home set. I hear cars. The big road. No. Oh, I just saw a couple.
The people in Florida didn't understand or had never heard of the Florida Trail, and they weren't prepared for hikers to be walking in their front yard or, like, you know, right by their mailbox. And so, like, the road walks can actually be harder than the trail in that way.
What's up? Hello.
Oh yeah. What's up, man? I got a bagel if you got nut allergy. No nuts.
I'm gonna eat donuts anyway.
The trail changes, not much, but it changes a little bit each year due to reroutes, or they find a better section to move the trail to, or sometimes, unfortunately, the trail gets rerouted because of, you know, the property gets bought, the trail used to come on, or, you know, for some reason that no longer the Florida Trail is allowed to be on that property.
Like, on a really good through hiking moment, it's like you are completely within. Like, you're not thinking about the fact that, like, there's a bunch of people in civilization all around you. Like, you're just doing your adventure. And when you're on a road walk, it's like you're in reality again. There's a time when, for me, what I do is I'm counting up my miles. So I'm like, okay, I'm at mile marker 300, or okay, I'm at mile marker 400. I've made it 500 miles on this trail. out of the 1,100 miles. I've gone 600 miles. And then all of a sudden, somewhere it just flips and you're like, I have 500 miles to go, or only 400 miles to go. And you start counting backwards, like 300 miles left. I have a week left. Like, and you start, you know, figuring it out. Like, if I'm keeping my mileage the same, I'm only 4 days left. Aurelia and Lint and I have experienced that, or like, we can't explain it. We saw it, and it's a, you know, like a secret club that we're in that we can't explain to anyone else. So they won't get it. Like, why I like to thru hike is because it makes you appreciate everything better.
It's like a terminus for ants.
I think it's really important to keep preserving what Florida still has to offer. The natural pessimistic part of me is always worried about it. Yeah, that's like a part of the reason why I'm out there now. It's like, it's not going to be the same in even probably a year or two. Like, I would like to maintain my hope, but I mean, I want to be able to see what there is to offer, like, while it's still here.
Bridging summer to fall, September is a transition month with a few dates on our watch list. We'll kick off with Labor Day on the 3rd, and the Ode to Workers continues to September 4th, which was designated as National Newspaper Carrier Day by President Ronald Reagan back in 1982. If you're a little bit country, you might enjoy a little live music featuring Tanya Tucker. She's performing at the Ranch in Fort Myers on the 7th. A date that will not be forgotten is September 10th. That's when Hurricane Irma blew through Southwest Florida 1 year ago. On to a chilly outing. Disney on Ice comes to Germain Arena the morning of September 21st. And finally, there's a lot of local competition for this. National Key Lime Pie Day is September 23rd. That does it for this week's show. Go out and enjoy your holiday weekend. You can always catch up on past editions by logging on to naplesnews.com. On the homepage, scroll down to quick links and select behind the headlines. I'm Amy Osher. See you back here next week. Because you've got, obviously, like your dining section, a living, a kitchen, a bedroom, bathroom. What's your favorite area? Like, if we weren't here, where would you be hanging out right now?
Probably like right in the kitchen. I love the kitchen just because it has the window, like if you're cooking and you could like look outside.